So, the story kicks off with Hina Amano, who's visiting her mom in the hospital. Her mom's in a coma, which is super sad. Hina's like, I need a break from this hospital drama. She spots this random, bright light shining from a building, even though it's raining cats and dogs. Hina's curiosity kicks in, so she ditches the hospital and heads towards the glow. At the top of the building, she finds this old red torii gate that looks like it came straight out of a fantasy game. Hina, being the hope-filled dreamer she is, steps through the gate and makes a wish. Suddenly, she's floating in this magical world above the clouds like she's swimming in the sky. She can stop the rain and make the sun shine. Talk about a major upgrade from gloomy days. Meanwhile, meet Hodaka Morishima, a 16-year-old who's had it with his home life and decided to peace out to Tokyo on a ship. This dude loves the rain, though he's out there soaking it up. Things go from chill to chaotic as a storm hits, and the ship is basically a roller coaster. Hodaka almost takes a swim with the fish, but a hero named Keisuke Suga pulls him to safety. Instead of a thank you meal, Keisuke is like, hook me up with a fancy beer. Priorities. Once in Tokyo, Hodaka's greeted by non-stop rain, which is like the city's permanent mood. Keisuke gives him a business card and says, hit me up if you need anything. Hodaka's like, nah, I got this. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Tokyo's tougher than he thought. Can't land a job, his cash is running out, and he's living off instant noodles. It's a rough life. He's determined to stick it out. One night, while chilling outside a nightclub, aka his new home, Hodaka spots a hungry cat. He shares his last biscuits with it, proving that even when you're broke, you can still be a nice guy. So, Hodaka's still dealing with Tokyo's rain, and he ends up crashing on a McDonald's doorstep. He's snoozing away when he gets woken up by this dude and his two ladies. In his half-asleep panic, he knocks over a trash can like a total klutz. While cleaning up the mess, he stumbles upon a package with a gun in it. Thinking it's just some cool prop, Hodaka decides to keep it. Things keep going downhill for him financially, so he starts hanging out at McDonald's just to sip on free drinks. One day, a super nice waitress spots him and hooks him up with a free burger. For Hodaka, it's like a 5-star meal compared to his usual instant noodles. Surprise, surprise, the waitress turns out to be Hina Amano, the girl from before. With his wallet getting emptier, Hodaka finally decides to hit up Keisuke, the guy who saved him on the ship. He heads to Keisuke's address, but when he shows up, he finds Keisuke MIA and instead meets Natsumi Suga, who's basically Keisuke's niece and assistant. She's chill and chats with Hodaka while they wait for Keisuke. When Keisuke finally shows up, he reveals he's a freelance writer who covers weird stuff for a magazine. Seeing Hodaka's struggle, Keisuke offers him a gig to help research and write about bizarre social media trends. Their latest project, Sunshine Girls, rumored to be able to turn rain into sunshine. Hodaka and Natsumi dig into this Sunshine Girl mystery, but don't find the real deal. No, they do get a bunch of info about these weather wizards. They even chat with a psychic who warns them that messing with weather might have some major consequence. On top of helping Keisuke with writing, Hodaka also does random chores around the place. Keisuke provides him with meals and a roof over his head, so Hodaka puts up with the low pay. In his downtime, Hodaka goes to visit the cat he fed earlier. 'Cause, hey, cats are life. One day he spots Hina, Burger Angel, walking in the rain with those same two sketchy guys who'd previously kicked him out of the nightclub. They're trying to drag her into the club, and Hodaka's like, nope, not today. He rushes over, grabs her hand, and tries to pull her away. One of the guys catches up and starts throwing punches, and in a panic, Hodaka whips out the gun he found, thinking it's a prop. Plot twist. It's real. He fires a shot, and thankfully, it misses. But the noise freaks everyone out. Hina takes advantage of the chaos and drags Hodaka up to the rooftop of an old building to escape. Once they're safe, Hina gives Hodaka the mom lecture for being so reckless. Realizing he's messed up, Hodaka chucks the gun away and admits he didn't know it was real. Hina then reveals she lost her fast food job, and those guys offered her a sketchy new gig with a lot of cash, but she needs to support herself and her little brother after their parents died. Feeling bad for causing her trouble, Hodaka says sorry. Hina forgives him and invites him to the rooftop to show him something cool. She closes her eyes and starts praying, and suddenly the gloomy sky clears up and it's a sunny day. That's when Hodaka has a major, whoa, moment and realizes Hina's the sunshine girl he's been hunting for. They bond over this discovery, and Hodaka suggests she could totally cash in on her sunshine skill. The Hodaka has this brilliant idea. Let's start an online service where people can request sunny weather for their events. Hina's all in, but they set up shop at her apartment. The next day, as they're getting their first requests, Hina's younger brother, Nagi, comes home from school. He sees Hodaka and is like, "Who's this dude?" Hina introduces Hodaka as a friend and explains their new hustle. Nagi, being the curious kid he is, offers to help out. Requests for sunny weather start flooding in from everywhere in Tokyo. From tiny birthday parties to big shindigs, Hina's spreading sunshine like a pro. She's totally vibing with her new gig and is super grateful to Hodaka for helping her find something she loved. One day, they get a request to bring sunshine to a grandma's house for a memorial service. Turns out they're visiting Taki Tachibana's grandma, character from the movie Your Name. While they're there, Taki meets Hodaka, and they start chatting. Hodaka realizes Hina's birthday is coming up and wants to get her a killer gift. He asks Natsumi for advice, but her ideas ain't a meh. Then Nagi suggests a ring would make Hina super happy, so Hodaka heads to a jewelry store. At the store, he asks Mitsuha Miyamizu, another character from Your Name, for her opinion on the ring heap. Mitsuha's like, "Yes, rings are awesome birthday gifts." The next day, Hina gets a request from a guy who wants sunshine for his daughter's hospital garden visit. Surprise, it's Keisuke from the ship. His daughter has asthma and lives with her grandma because of her condition, but Keisuke only gets to see her when the weather's nice. Natsumi's pumped to meet Hina and joins them for the visit. On their way back to Hina's place, Hodaka decides it's the perfect time to give her the birthday gift he's been hiding. But just as he's about to hand it over, a freak gust of wind swoops Hina up into the sky. And she lands. Hodaka's jaw drops. Her arms are totally transparent, like she's made of rainwater. Hina spills the tea that being a sunshine girl has some serious side effects. Sure, she can end Tokyo's endless rain, but it's slowly making her disappear. Freaked out, Hodaka begs her to stop using her powers. As they get back to Hina's apartment, the police show up, hunting for Hodaka. Turns out he's been caught on CCTV with a gun, and his parents have reported him missing. Even though the cops are on their tail, Hina has Hoda's back and pretends she doesn't know him. The officers drop another bombshell. Hina and Nagi might end up in social services since they don't have a legal guardian. After they leave, Keisuke arrives to take Nagi with him. Hodaka, desperate for help, asks Keisuke for a hand, but Keisuke's got his own drama with a custody battle and turns Hodaka down, giving him his back pay and telling him to go home. Not wanting to split up, Hodaka goes back to Hina's apartment and finds her and Nagi packing up. They're planning to run away to dodge social services. Hodaka's like, "Forget going home, let's all bolt together." That night, the trio heads out, braving Tokyo's wild weather, with storms and typhoons threatening to drown the city. Hina's sunshine powers are the only thing stopping the city from turning into a soggy mess. As they're making their way, the weather flips from rain to snow. Totally wiped out, they find a hotel to crash. But as luck would have it, police officers spot Hodaka from the wanted posters. Just as they're about to nab him, Hina goes full superhero, calling down a lightning bolt to distract the cops, to help them make a quick getaway. They finally crash at this super fancy hotel, and it's like a dream come true. While they're chilling, Hodaka decides it's the perfect time to give Hina the birthday ring he picked out. Hina's over the moon with the gift, but then she drops a bombshell. Half her body is now totally transparent. She's legit scared she's gonna disappear for good. She asks Hodaka to look after Nagi if she vanishes. Hodaka's not having any of that, then promises her it's not gonna happen, sliding the ring onto her finger. Hina's so grateful she gives him a big hug. Next morning, Hodaka wakes up to find Hina MIA and only her clothes left behind. He's freaking out and starts searching everywhere. Nagi shares a dream where Hina flew away and vanished into the sky. Realizing Hina might have sacrificed herself for the clear weather, Hodaka's heartbroken. Just then, the police show up and arrest both Hodaka and Nagi. Meanwhile, Hina, floating up in the sky, lets go of the ring Hodaka gave her. Falls to the ground, and lucky for Hodaka, he spots it just before he gets hauled off to the police station. At the station, Hodaka sees his chance and makes a break. Natsumi, who saw Hodaka being chased, comes to the rescue. She tells him that Nagi called her from the child consultation center, saying Hina disappeared and Hodaka got nabbed. Hodaka begs Natsumi to take him to the old building with the red torii gate. They hit a snag with flooding, so Hodaka has to trek there on foot. When he finally arrives, he runs into Keisuke, who's there to drag him back to Ops. Hodaka's not about to go quietly and bites Keisuke's hand to break free. Keisuke knocks Hodaka down, and in the chaos, Hodaka finds the gun he tossed earlier. Desperate, he points it at Keisuke and warns him not to mess with him, insisting he needs to see Hina one last time. He fires a shot to back Keisuke off, which grabs the attention of the cops. As the police close in, Keisuke has a change of heart. He stops the arrest and decides to help Hodaka out. Nagi shows up to back up Hodaka, rowing off the cops and pushing Hodaka to save his sister. He takes the blame for everything that's gone down with Hina and the Sunshine Girl stuff. Hodaka bolts to the top of the building, steps through the torii gate, and lands in the dreamy realm above the clouds where Hina is. Hina's out cold at first but wakes up when she hears Hodaka calling her. She's shocked to see him there. Hodaka begs her to come back to Earth with him. Hina's hesitant, worried that coming back will bring the awful weather back to Tokyo. But Hodaka's like, I need you more than I need clear skies, no matter what. His words hit her hard, and she agrees to return. When Hina gets back to Earth, the heavy rain starts up again, flooding Tokyo in no time. Police scoop up Hina, Keisuke, Natsumi, and Nagi, while Hodaka gets shipped back to his remote island hometown. Fast forward 3 years, with Tokyo almost underwater from the non-stop rain, and Hodaka's back in the city, the mission to find Hina. He first catches up with Keisuke, who's now running a successful business. Hodaka heads over to the elderly grandmother who had once asked for a Sunshine Girl's help. He's totally bummed about Tokyo being on the brink of flooding and feels like it's all his fault. The grandmother's like, chill. Tokyo used to be ocean back in the Edo days. It's just returning to its OG state. Not your fault at all. Feeling a mix of nostalgia and regret, Hodaka walks down the familiar streets he used to roam with Hina. He spots a girl praying at the end of the street and OMG, it's Hina Amano. Tears start streaming down his face as he calls out to her. Hina looks up, and they both sprint towards each other, embracing like they're in the most epic reunion scene ever. The film wraps up on a super hopeful note, with Hodaka and Hina celebrating their heartwarming reunion. It's all about finding joy, even after all the rain and struggles.